Hey guys, welcome back to Thread and Glue. We're going to continue with part 3 of our Labyrinth quilt tutorial. I guess it's not really a tutorial, maybe so much as just me doing what I do and showing you. Anyway, last time we left off, we made 3 sets of half square triangles. We have not cut them yet, but they're ready. Our next step in our instructions say for each of the following, 3 plus 4. So ours that we numbered, number 3 and number 4, are what we're going to put together, and we're going to do 4 sets of that. So we'll start here. We'll put them together. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope your quilt is starting to come along and you're getting things cut away. If you have a fold in yours like this, you want to iron it before you sew it together, just because that fold will give you trouble. So I'm putting mine all together right now. 4 sets of it. That's 2. Number 3. And number 4. You will still have fabric left. Don't worry. You want to keep them lined up the way that you had them. Put your labels back on them because you'll need them again later. So put those back up in your row. And we're going to carry these over to our ironing board and our sewing machine. And I'll meet you there. Okay guys, welcome back. 2 of mine need ironing, so I'm just going to put a little spray starch on them to kind of help them along, and use your ironing board and pull it out just a little bit. And we'll get these ironed up pretty quick, and then we'll start doing our lines. I like a little steam when I iron for quilting. Kind of helps get those wrinkles going out. Okay. Now we have our 4 sets. So the first thing that we need to do, because we're doing half square triangles, is draw our lines. And if you remember, if you recall, we draw from one side to the other. We're doing the exact same thing we did before. Only this time we're going to kind of move it along and do a couple of them. Oh, see, my line was off. I got to straighten that up. It's a good thing this is just chalk, huh? So I can follow the main line. And line this one up. And do our line from one side to the other. Well, looks like that one needs a little press too, so we're going to help that along a little bit there. There it is. Okay, we're going to line those up. And we're going to go from one corner to the other, just like before. And mark our line. I have a tendency to want to push down when I'm using the chalk roller, but really it will glide much better if you do not do that. If you'll notice, part of my square here has a little bit of the salvage on it that I didn't notice before, but because of the size of it, it is less than 1/4 of an inch, so it will get caught up in my seam, so I don't have to worry about recutting a new one. If it's bigger than 1/4 of an inch, you want to cut a new one. Okay. Lining this last one up here. And it is all lined up, so we're ready to take it to the machine and sew. So I'll meet you there. Okay guys, welcome back, and we are at the machine now, and your machine should already be set up from the last time we sewed. So if you'll remember, just a friendly reminder that you're going to do 1/4 of an inch from each side of the yellow line. So your yellow line will line up down the middle, of your foot, and you should be able to sew straight down, and it will give you a nice 1/4 of an inch seam. Okay, that's one side. We're going to go ahead and chain stitch now. To chain stitch, all that is you're lining up more than one and doing all of one side, and then you'll go back and you'll do all of the other side. That's all chain stitching is. It's just a quicker way, and it saves thread for you to be able to sew down the side. So we've got 2 of them done on one side. We're going to move into our 3rd one. And we'll continue on there, keeping that lined up in the middle of your foot so that your 1/4 of an inch comes out right. And we got our 4th one here. We're going to do this. Let me line it up here real quick. If I pinned things, it would already be done for me, but I'm a little too stubborn for that. So you don't be like me and you pin and you won't have any problems. All right, moving right on along down this middle line. Oh, it's trying to bunch up there on me. Did you see that? Okay, we've got to pull that out because we don't want it to ball up into a knot. So then we're going to go on and start back over, going again. Staying on that line. Okay, now we're going to switch it around, and we're going to flip them all the way without cutting them, and we're going to line back up with that yellow line, or that line that you drew down the middle, and you're going to get that 1/4 of an inch seam. Remember, if you made a mistake, that you go by your correct line. You don't want to be going by the incorrect one. I'm going fairly slow. I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing as I go. If you guys have any trouble, so please leave a comment. Let me know. We'll get together and talk it out. I'll try to talk you through it. Because this is supposed to be fun. That's the reason you do it. If you don't have fun doing it, it's not worth doing. But for me, it kind of brings me back to my grandma's sewing room, where I got to spend a lot of days with her. And we sat and talked a lot over the sound of the humming of a sewing machine. So the sound of the machine is soothing and calming to me. That's the whole reason I got started in quilting, was because I wanted to be close to my grandma again after she had Alzheimer's. And she can no longer sew or do any of that fun stuff. So once you've done that, you have a little slicer on the side of your machine. You just cut each one off. And be sure to cut both threads or it won't come apart. And there are all 4 of those. So let me look at our pattern here real quick, and we'll see what it says we're to do next. Okay, next it says we do 6 each of number 3 plus the background. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we will start back. So let me pause you for a second. I'll get those so we can do it at the sewing machine. Okay guys, so I've got these 6 ready for us to do, and this is the last round of the half square triangles that I'm going to do with you on the screen. So hopefully you're getting the hang of this by now. If you're not, let me know and we'll go over it. We'll do whatever we need to do to get you there. But I'm just doing the exact same thing we've been doing. I'm just following that line that we made and making a 1/4 of an inch down both sides. So chain stitching is what I'm doing, just because it saves thread and it's a little faster. not perfect with my lines. I try to get them as close as I can, but if you're not perfect, it's okay. If it is off too bad, there's a thing called Jack, a ripper, and he's a seam ripper, and he will take care of things for you. You just have to put him up there and pull out some seams. It's not hard. So it's no big deal. It's not the end of the world, but we do want to try to get it as close as we can so that it will line up right when we go to make our block. So do the best you can, and that's all anybody can ask of you. My Grandma Dee would have told me if the line was a little crooked and somebody pointed it out, she said they are not your friends. Don't listen to them. So I'm telling you, if somebody points out a crooked seam, you tell them they are not your friends and get away from you. Because that is your project and you are having fun doing it. It's about the journey for you. The quilt is nice to have in the end, and it's nice to be able to cuddle up with or give away as a gift. But the real process is the journey that you're going on while you're making it. So sit back, try to enjoy it, relax into it. If you're uptight, you're going to make more mistakes than you are if you just relax. So relax, grab yourself something to drink, have some candy. Whatever is good, but hey, don't spill the drink on your stuff though. I've done that. It doesn't work well. So flip it around and go down the other side. And we are halfway to having this row of them done. Can you believe it's going that quick? Oh, it's trying to bunch up on me. Let's cut that and fix it. Can't have that. It does that sometimes when the material is real on the end of it and it's kind of thin. It'll try to take that into the machine. So you can't let it do that because it can actually mess up your machine and your timing. So just keep going. Stay lined up the best you can. And keep working it out. Do your seams just like you practiced, and you'll do really good. I don't know, I have a visitor at the door, so let me finish these two up real quick and we'll call this a video. But I do need to give you your homework so that you can get things up to part to where we'll be at on our next video for the quilting tutorials, I guess you'll call them. I don't know that I'm worthy enough to be tutoring anybody, but doesn't that machine just sound wonderful? I just love that sound. Alright, our last one is going under. Alright guys, that was our last one. So let me tell you your homework. In our pattern, it has these. We just did 6 of 3 plus B. You want to do 8 of 5 plus 6 and 12 of 5 plus B. So do those and we'll start there when we resume next time. Okay guys, happy quilting and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.